For those who know what they're doing, like I said, if you have the property management part down, you know, most real estate books, all they do is talk about the investment side, the numbers, because that's ideally that's who picks up these books. Individuals who love to read, love to mess with numbers, and at the end of the day, numbers have never paid rent.
Right.
People pay rent, so you need to have a great management style and a great management system. You have to run a business. Numbers are important to evaluate, but at the end of the day, to get from point A to point B, numbers don't do that. Property management does it.
All right, so we're just talking about Section 8, man, and first, if you could just talk about, just kind of intro Section 8. So we get a lot of questions and people say, yeah, I don't really want to do Section 8, it's these people, that people. I mean, what are some of the benefits of working with Section 8?
I would say anytime you're talking about Section 8, you need to start with, you know, what Section 8 isn't.
Yeah.
Section 8 is not a landlord educational portal. They're not a property management company. They're not going to, you cannot call Section 8 and get answers to landlord-tenant law and questions and things like that answered. They're there solely to provide you with a choice voucher tenant.
Right.
Choice voucher is what we call Section 8.
Right.
And that's all, you know, that's really the job of the Section 8 program, is to facilitate the landlord with a tenant.
Okay.
It's your job to screen the tenant. Questions are, does Section 8 screen the tenant? Why did they send me this tenant? Section 8 does a general screen, but they do not do a landlord-tenant screen. So you need to do a much more thorough screen on your part as the landlord. So at the end of the day, what Section 8 isn't is not a property management company, and they're not your landlord. You cannot go to Section 8 for landlord advice or how to run. They can point you in certain directions, like the companies like ours, but they're not there to answer your questions or even help you out as the landlord on how to run your business. They're there solely for the protection and the placement of that tenant.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Benefits, the benefits are, at the end of the day, to anyone who invests in rental property, the benefits are, there's only one benefit. It's called income, net operating income. If I can stabilize my net operating income or even add value to my net operating income, then I'm ultimately adding value to my investment. That's why we get involved with real estate investing. So if Section 8 can aid me in that, which they can, 100%, how do they aid me? It's because there's a big difference between physical occupancy and economic occupancy. A lot of landlords will go, hey, I'm 100% occupied. That's great, you're 100% occupied, but what's your economic occupancy? How are your collection rates? So just because you have 10 tenants in the 10-unit apartment complex, are all 10 tenants paying rent on time?
Right.
So that's the key. Are they paying on time? If they're not, then, you know, now you're running after, you're chasing money. And when you're chasing money, 10 units can go, the amount of workload can go from managing 10 units as if it was 20 units or 50 units. So your workload increases as you have all of these issues. So at the end of the day, the number one issue is rent collection. That's the number one thorn in any management or any operations side, is the lack of ability to collect rent collection. So at the end of the day, if Section 8 can help me with my rent collections, you know, they're a godsend. Every property management company and every landlord should look at Section 8 as a viable resource, especially the ones, property management companies or investors who have property in economically challenged neighborhoods.
Well, so some people say that Section 8 rentals are subject to more wear and tear. What is your take on that?
No, wear and tear is a reflection of management. Period. End of story. Never, forget Section 8 tenant altogether. Tenants, period. Any kind of wear and tear on any of my rental property is not a reflection of the tenant. That's a reflection of me. When you run around seeing unruly children, that's not a reflection of the child. A child is going to be a child. Not to compare a child with a tenant. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just making an analogy. You know, when you see an unruly child, I don't look at the child crazy. I look at the parent crazy. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's the parents. You know, the parent is the one calling the shots, regulating the situation, or supposed to be regulating the situation. Same thing falls when it comes to the landlord and property management. At the end of the day, it's the job, it's the you know, the responsibility of the property manager or landlord to regulate the relationship So no, there's never anything negative is never a reflection on the tenant. Anything negative is always a reflection on the actual landlord or property manager. Same thing for anything positive as well.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for sharing that. I think that goes hand in hand with, you know, it sounds like people are complaining about that, and then they're complaining about frequent inspections. So it sounds like they're not inspecting their properties to the
Nothing
level
wrong
they
with
should.
inspection. Inspect what you expect. That's
Right.
a chapter in my book. Inspect what you expect. There's nothing wrong with inspections. If I'm doing everything correctly, I'm not afraid of anyone inspecting my rental units. Not at all.
Right.
I feel free to inspect my rental unit. Matter of fact, the more the merrier, because trust me, there's no one inspecting my rental units more than me.
Right.
I'm there on a monthly basis. So if any Section 8 or any government program is there more than a monthly basis, you know, that's not going to happen. I inspect what I expect on a monthly basis because I'm changing AC filters and I'm walking the units, or having our maintenance technicians, you know, walk the units, and they check under the sinks of all the vanities. They check the AC units.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we just do minor checks here and there, but again, you'll be surprised how minor issues can end up being acorns when, or huge acorns can end up being oak trees when problems are neglected.
Right.
So at the end of the day, inspection is key to reducing maintenance costs.
Wow. I mean, so you basically eliminated all issues with Section 8. It sounds like it's a great, lucrative way to, you know,
Absolutely.
grow your portfolio.
Absolutely.
And, you know, stabilize your properties.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So, I mean, if I want to get involved in this and I want to learn how to thrive as a landlord, how can I work with you or the Property Management Academy?
You can visit our website at landlordacademy.com, and there's going to be a ton of information on how to get in contact with me with a free 30-minute coaching call, as well as our resources and our chat lines, and I mean our articles and blogs that we do on a monthly basis, plus our ebooks. We'll probably most likely be writing an ebook, Why Work with Section 8 Programs.
Excellent.
You know, the top 10 reasons why every investor should have the Section 8, you know, should have a relationship with Section 8 and use it in their toolbox as a key tool to stabilize properties. We'll probably come out with something like that. So just, you know, stay connected. That's the best thing that you can do, is stay connected with landlordacademy.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And make sure you guys stop by our website, landlordacademy.com. Ask us all your questions. Each week we try to create videos and educational material to answer your questions. So anything that you guys want to throw at us, please, you know, feel free to stop by our website.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care, guys.